Microphone check. One, two. This is the social topic, and I'm back, and I'm back, and I'm back with another rant. It's been a while. People have been checking up on me, asking where I've been, if I'm alright. And I know nowadays if you go ghost on Facebook, it's like something happened to you. That's how pathetic we are with Facebook, which I will get into later. But no, I got banned, for inciting violence. And I'll give you a quick example of what I said and how that keeps getting me banned. The first time I said if a amusement park employee pretended not to put my seatbelt on, like a slingshot, like, oh shit, your seatbelt's not on. I was like, if I was with my daughter, I'd kick his ass. Boom, 15-day ban. And then this time they're talking about cheating, and if your wife cheated on you, to not like go to jail or kill the dude, because it's not really on the guy. It's your wife. You should deal with your wife, not the guy. And all I said was like, yeah, but if it was your best friend fucking your wife, he would, here we go, deserve an ass beating. And that got me a 30-day ban for saying he would deserve an ass beating. So even though you can post videos of people getting killed, people getting beat up, people getting jumped, you can post those videos, but just a hypothetical kind of half joke, but oh, you get his ass kicked for that, got me a ban. But I've learned a lot, and I always have to say this, like, if you don't care, turn it off. Like, I'm talking about my life and what's going on right now, and here and there I'll get a little self-conscious about talking about me, but it's my podcast, it's my life, this is my outlet, this is my diary, But anyways, I got banned, and I at first was mad because I had a bunch of shit I was gonna post, and I was like, damn, of course, and then like a couple days, a day goes by, like I'm on it less, like I'd still go on the news feed, but like now I barely even look at it, and I'm like happier, and I know everybody has that epiphany, but we're not gonna go on Facebook anymore, but I'm gonna try not to, because I realize I'm just wasting my time. Like, I'm going to post shit on Facebook, but I need to work on like YouTube, like I can't just keep posting on the group. And I had an epiphany one time, like, there's only 300 people in the group. So even if every single person watches it and every single person likes it, that's only 300 people. There's like a bigger world out, like, dude, like a humongous world out there with YouTube and all this shit. And so I'm trying to get my YouTube going, but the problem is, like, I love posting memes, I love like commenting, I love fucking around with people, like I like the whole interaction of all that, but that's just where I'm at right now. So hopefully you don't see me on Facebook too much. I'm gonna be trying to sell merch. We got a bunch of hats coming. We got a bunch of shirts. And I hate to be like that, but we're trying to make money. Moving forward, me and Laka, we're going. We're motivated. You know what I'm saying? We keep, we get scared and then we get motivated. We get scared, we get motivated. Like, all we do is talk about what the fuck but why. We have plans. We got tons of shit. We believe in it. But, with time and, just actually doing it. So anybody out there who's doing shit, rather do it or not. Don't be like me. I'm the just don't be like me. But I just had like a couple things on my mind that I am just talking to myself too. And that's another problem too. I love posting quotes, and I love it's hard, so I'm trying to figure out what to do all this. So I gotta do rant. I gotta do more rants. I'm ready to go for my first epiphany, or what's been on my mind and what's been bugging me. We are in an age right now where, I would say it's ruled by the mob, right? Right now, I'm not left, I'm not right, I'm neither, proud to be neither, but we know, like, just on social media, it's the loud mob left. And they're constantly telling us what to do, what to say, and what to eat. And probably more. It's like they're always trying to tell you what to do. And I don't like being told what to do. I was thinking about it, I'm like, all right, they're always telling me what to do, what to say, whatever. But my generation, and I'm going to include me in it, we are like riddled with anxiety and depression and like trauma. And, we need safe spaces and, and that generation is going to tell me how to be. But like, I don't want to be like you, like whatever you are. The reason why actually I came up with that thought is because Luke was in Deep Creek with my father-in-law, and Luke was like, talking to him about conspiracies because my father-in-law, he's into politics, but not like conspiracy theories. And at the end, George, my father-in-law, didn't really have much to say, and he just said, "How do you sleep at night?" And I thought about it. I'm like, I know, right? Like, that's the problem with our generation. Like, all we're doing is thinking, and just like, all we're doing is thinking. We're thinking too much. So I thought about it. Like, the perfect generation, I was thinking about it one time, and I'm like, the perfect generation, or society, let's call it, the perfect society would be our grandparents' morals with today's compassion, because that was the one problem I would say with our grandparents and all that, is that they lacked compassion and, like the racism. But besides that, like the hard work and kind of minding your own business and, just not being a total about everything, but again, mixed with compassion to be perfect. I just wanted to say that for, people that they don't really know what I am, but that's my struggle with the left, right? And like, I don't want to be like them, and they're telling me what to be, right? So, it makes it's got me to a point now where it got me to a point where it's actually hard to even do this now, because I see what I'm up against, and I just can't stand what we've become. It's like this exposed society, right? All people want to do is find the dirt, expose you, bury you, and then maybe they'll dig you up. That's the game right now. It's literally a game in the internet. Just expose, cancel. I said I wasn't going to say that word anymore, but so with that being said, and that's just how the culture is, why would I even want to do this? You know what I'm saying? That's why I struggle. Like, what is the point? You're basically just like stepping on landmines. And, most of my rants or most of my podcasts are really just me questioning and pondering shit. And that's how I get in a lot of stupid arguments or fights with people, because they don't understand that I'm just bringing up the other side. And I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like they say, like, you don't really understand your point unless you can debate the other person's point for them. And I do that. And I love doing that. I love learning the other side, right? So most of the time I'm just saying, and people just, that's the problem with the internet. Like, people read what they want to read. I'm just getting sick of seeing everybody fighting in the comments. It's just really wearing me out, and it's making me not want to do this shit anymore. And I just don't understand what we've become and why we've become this. Like, we would always joke before, like, oh, Big Brother is always watching us, but they don't even need to. I don't even know why they have security cameras, because anytime something happens, guess what? It's some dude or some chick with an iPhone recording the whole thing and posting it, It's like, we're doing it to each other. Don't people see that? And then the way people get mad when you say something they don't like, it's almost, it's like in other countries like Russia, North Korea, they rule by fear, and they, and they'll put you in jail and shit. But here, the government doesn't even really, like, we have a freedom of speech in a way, right? But with our own people are silencing us. And I don't understand why we're doing that, and I think everybody's going to grow out of it. I do, not everybody, but I do think it's a fad right now, this very second. Like, we're at this peak of, social media, and like, I hope it dies down. That's all I'm saying. I hope. And another problem, I feel like we're not even, the problem now, like when I see on Facebook and I see like a lot of what the fights are, like, let's get into like women. Okay. They'll be like, don't tell a woman what to do with her body. Okay, because I saw some dude, a lot of dudes. That's what women don't get. There's a lot of dudes who, like, they call them like white knights, or I don't know if you have to be a white knight, but dudes that come to the defense of women a lot. It was just, I'm gonna bring up one post, okay, and it was about women wearing the lack of clothing women wear But basically, I forget exactly what the post was, but it was saying that like you can't judge a woman off her what she's wearing, right? Like if she's wearing nothing, you can't judge her for that. And I think that's where we lack. It, it's pretty tricky because there's like a fine line between morals and like judgment. Okay, so like let's take a 16-year-old female. They're saying like don't judge her and she's allowed to wear whatever she wants. Let's say she's 16 and she's wearing like nothing, like she's wearing you know, a super skimpy outfit, and she goes to meet her boyfriend's parents for the first time. I'm really fucking this up. But yeah, it's like we're not even allowed to have morals now because they call that judgment. That's like the new, like moral is the new judgments. That's what I was saying before. Like I loved our grandparents, like the morals they had, and you know, and I understand the compassion today, but you can't because like I saw. All right, here's a Facebook fight I saw. They were saying don't tell women what to do with their body. Okay, right? Don't tell me what to do with their body. And if a woman is dressing like a quote unquote slut, she's allowed to, and like don't judge her. But you know what I'm saying, like that's something you just say on the internet, right? If your 14-year-old teenage daughter was like wearing nothing to like a funeral or something, right? Like you wouldn't want her to wear that, you know, because they were saying, oh, it was the some female reporter was wearing like a bra basically when she was reporting, and they were saying like it wasn't professional, and they're saying like what's such thing as professional. But so we like we're in this stage right now. I just had a thought, like we're just questioning everything. So there's no meaning to anything, right? There's just like nothing means anything, and everything we were taught, you know, is just thrown out the window. Like, yeah, like a female twerking in a thong, in a bikini. It's like you're not allowed to place any judgment on that. But judgment doesn't always have to be like a bad thing. Sometimes, like for me, it's like maybe I made a judgment call, but it's almost like instincts. Like that's how we feel everybody out, right? The shit Facebook is trying to tell you, it's not real because we all do it. You know what I mean? Just like if you were gonna sell somebody something, right? You would kind of judge who's coming, like who you're meeting, right? So if you like met a shady looking dude, like you felt he was shady, right? Because why? Because maybe he was dressed really bad, and you know, he had like fucked up hair, and he had like tattoos on his face, and that's okay to make that, like the judgment can, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like you're not necessarily going to do anything with that knowledge. It's just how you come across sometimes. Like it just is what it is, right? Like when you're meeting your girlfriend's father for the first time, like you want to be on your best behavior, right? Because why? Because we just, you know, it doesn't, you just should, sometimes there's a place to be professional, I guess is what I'm getting at. But they don't like that now. Like, what's professional? There's no such thing as professional. It's like, yeah, but there is though, you know what I'm saying? And I know, like, trust me, I am the devil's avocado, and I know, like I said, I can argue their argument. Like I get it too, like words are just words, but sometimes I think we're just getting out of control with morals and traditions and shit like that, right? Like sometimes it's okay to have old school-ish traditions. Like not everything has to be flipped upside down. We've done decent, you know? And like I said, if you compare right now, our like depression, and like I said, and anxiety and disease, and like we're overweight, and like the country is like bankrupt. So what's so great about what has happened now? You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of look back on the 90s and 80s, and like I said, besides racism, okay, that's one thing that I'm glad is like better now. So like if you could just go back in the 80s and 70s, I think everybody would agree that it was better, right? For some reason it's hard to get people, I guess, to see that, right? Like we want everything flipped upside down from the time that we look back on now and say that was the best time. So like, why are we even changing that? And I don't know. I guess people just get carried away, right? People are getting carried away, and we're at the early stages of social media. So this is what it is. Like maybe it will die out a little bit, and it's like everybody's just like fighting right now, and I guess that's just what it is. It's like a digital war, just like when we look back at the Civil War and shit like that, but just with like robots and all that. And just, I wish I could say, I see hope, but I don't actually. I'm actually sad I'm raising kids in this world. It makes me sad, actually. And I know other parents say that too, right? Like there's just something sad about it. It's not the same, right? But why? Why is it not the same? Because of what the fuck you guys are doing. That's why it's not the same. So stop doing it. Like, fuck, man. Can somebody just podcast and you guys just listen? And if you don't agree, just turn it the fuck off. It doesn't have to be this big fucking ordeal when people are freaking out. Why? If you're not a politician or like a lawyer or somebody in position, who gives a fuck? Like, who gives a fuck? It's just driving me fucking nuts. And like I said, with that exposed shit too, like I have lots of friends and like I know shit about everybody. Like nobody's perfect. Everybody does shit. Everybody has shit, like relationships. Like people come up to me and talk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody has shit. So why are we trying to expose everybody and act like we're perfect? Because we're not. We all got shit, and then you think your shit doesn't stink as much as mine, or it's like, who gives a fuck, Who gives a fuck? Just, if somebody's not even on Facebook and like you don't agree with them, like who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? And then if you want to debate, just debate on the topics and stop getting so fucking dramatic about just like identity politics. Like they make one statement about one thing and then all of a sudden that's what they are, just like, let's take even abortion. Okay. The whole abortion thing. And I'll be clear. I am pro-choice. Okay. I am. I'm pro-choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't go backwards, but just hear me out there. This light's like kind of in my eyes. Sorry. Okay, but take abortion. Okay, now, I am pro-choice, okay? I'm just going to make that clear. I'm pro-choice. Can't go backwards, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely, whatever. But, this is I know it's a hot topic, and I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely a hot topic. But, if you really think about it, let's take both sides of it. You have people who don't think that women should have the right to kill the baby, okay? And then on the other side, they think they have a right to kill the baby, right? If we're just being real, that's what it is. So to the people who are pro-life, I mean, they're not monsters because they don't want to kill a fetus, which they think is a baby. Okay, like maybe they are not being considerate to women's feelings, right? But they still, it's not like it's like Hitler shit, like it's they just think a fetus is life and they think it's killing a baby. Is that so wrong to maybe some people feel like that's kind of wrong? And then most people you talk to, they'll agree. Like, I get it, like rape and like those situations, like you're right. Like they need to figure something out for that because that's not right. Like I know there's some wacko, or I won't even call them wackos. Like some people just think no matter what happens, you should have it. And that's just life and you should give it up. But there's a lot of people who agree with the rape and they're like, they say if my uncle raped me, I have to, there's a lot of people. And like they say, you don't have to have sex and you can wear a condom and, people get dramatic and they'll be like, girls use it for birth control, but like that doesn't happen like mostly. That's not like an often occurrence. Like, yeah, some women do that, but all I guess I'm getting at is at the end of the day, like all they just don't want to kill babies, so they're not monsters. And like, I get it's annoying for you because it's like, then it gets into, here we go. I wanted to bring this up too. It gets into my body, my choice. I want to talk about my body, my choice, because I've seen both sides use my body, my choice, like the hypocrisy of that for this debate. And like on the right, they will say, they say like, yeah, but you wanted me, you forced me to get the vaccine. And it's like, my body, now all of a sudden you're pro, like, don't touch my body. But you wanted them to touch my body. And then on their side, they're saying like, oh, you guys were against, you guys didn't want us to tell you to take the vaccine, but now you're trying to tell us to have the baby. You see what I'm saying? So like the argument actually works both ways. I've seen both sides post it, and I'm like, they both kind of make sense. And that's the problem with a lot of shit now. Like, you can't keep up. Like, we're all hypocrites, and it's hard to like say one thing that applies to everything, and we're holding people to that. That's all we do now. And I'm guilty of it too, the hypocrisies, but I try to do the hypocrisies to like show them like, look, you're being a hypocrite. But like, I guess what I'm saying is that's stupid, because we're all hypocrites. And like I said, not every issue, like, say, let's get a little bit deeper into the vaccine thing. Like, so they could say, the left could say, no, you had to we wanted you to get the vaccine because it could kill other people. But the right, they're saying that your decision is harming somebody else too. See what I'm saying? How like that argument keeps, like, you could go either way. But I think, I don't know what do you do with that though, because like they're gonna maybe overturn it and people are gonna be mad, and I just think maybe a little less directed anger at strangers on Facebook. And I know it's annoying, but at the end of the day, you're just gonna have to agree to disagree, because it's not like we vote on it, right? So even no matter what he says, he doesn't even really have a factor in it. He doesn't make the decision. And I know it's annoying to like hear shit like that. Like, just let it go. But I'm right. Like, I don't think it's going to happen though. But maybe if I could change like one person, like next time, this is all I ask. Like, next time you're on Facebook or somebody says something that like, that you would normally, just let it go. You'll forget about it in 5 minutes, and who cares, And like, I actually don't mind like a little healthy debate. Like I said, I debate, and it's okay to debate, but like I always see people get right into like going to their profile, saying they're ugly, commenting on their parenting. And it's like, come on, dude. Like, you're 40 years old, right? You're 40 years old and you're acting like a high school kid. Like, that's why I hate this whole like bullying thing. Like, my generation, like, no bullying, and we're telling our kids no bully, but that's all we do online is just bully people. That's what it is, And, either side will admit it. They'll never admit they're bullying, but it's online bullying. Like, what I'm saying? But they use their cause for like, no, because I'm right and that's wrong. So like, I'm going to judge you and I'm going to bully you and I'm going to make you feel like shit. And I'm going to, it's like crazy. Oh, it's crazy, right? Wow, you're looking at me. Look down. You see that, right? Behind my laptop down here. Subscribe. Support. Seriously, we work our asses off to supply content to you. So pay it forward. Pay it back. Like our channel. God damn it. Shout out Styles.